something to put on the concert DVD to make it kind of extra special. I thought, you know what, maybe it's time that we put Full Metal Fantasy out there for you guys to enjoy. So I brought the brand new live concert DVD with me that includes Full Metal Fantasy, great music. How many of you have ever heard of a show that was on years ago called Star Search? This was way before like American Idol. You guys know American Idol. Star Search was a big talent competition before American Idol. And I was actually a contestant on Star Search in 1993.
I was born!
I know, you're like, I wasn't even born then. But I also decided as a bonus feature to go ahead and put the Star Search appearance on the concert DVD as well. Because you guys just have to see it to appreciate what a nerd I was. I had a mullet. And I wore a purple double-breasted suit. So yeah, I was pretty weird. But I have those at my table, and I'm gonna be signing as long as possible today because I wanna meet as many of you as I possibly can. So as soon as I'm done here, I'll be back over at the table, so come by and say hello, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys. I'll ever be asked, or on high school house. Can I tell you something? If I were rich, I would make another Oron High School myself. I swear. I would do it. I would totally do it. If I had enough money, because how many of you read the manga? The manga kept going. And the manga's awesome. If I had the money, I would totally finance the making of another Oron High School, like Oron College Host Club. Or, well, it wouldn't be Oron anymore, it would have to be like the Harvard University Host Club, something like that. I love that, yes.
Question here?
Me and my friends, we all come from South Wales.
Hi!
We started a Star Trek time club.
She just said Star Trek.
And about 2 weeks ago, I showed them the Pilgrim of Eternity.
You did?
They've just gone crazy over it.
If I could get to you, I would hug you right now. I love you. Did they enjoy it?
They're just obsessed with it.
Oh my gosh. Did anybody watch it here just a little while ago? I heard it. I was over there signing, and I could hear the sound, and I'm like, oh, that's right where, I know exactly where they are in the episode. For those of you that are wondering what we're talking about, my particular fascination when I was a little boy was Star Trek. I loved the original series of Star Trek more than life itself. Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy, they were my guys. I used to make my own costumes and go to Star Trek conventions dressed as Captain Kirk. I love Star Trek. So about 2 years ago, I got together with some friends, and you know what we did? We got a big building down in Florida, and we rebuilt all of the original soundstage, all of the sets from the original TV series, and then I cast a brand new web series called Star Trek Continues. I want you to go home and look it up. Will you do that? That's easy to remember, right? Star Trek Continues. How many of you know Mythbusters? Grant Imahara from Mythbusters plays Sulu in my new series. And we've got all kinds of great characters, and I get to fulfill my childhood dream of playing Captain Kirk. So our first episode is online right now. It's called Pilgrim of Eternity, and it actually features an actor from the original series who played a character 45 years ago, and he's playing the same character. He's reprising his character in our episode. So we are very excited about Star Trek Continues. Thank you for mentioning that, sweetie. Thank you. Yes. Let's start with you. What's your opinion of Colonel Mustang?
He's better than Ed. Now there's a way to get thousands of people chasing you.
I I don't even know how to respond to that. Well, I would be happy to donate to your therapy. Because clearly you've got some mental issues there. Anybody that thinks that Colonel Mustang is better than Ed has serious problems. You know, the show is called Full Metal Alchemist, not Flame Alchemist. And there's a reason. You know what? I love Roy Mustang. The truth is, it's a great character. And when people ask me if I didn't get to play Ed, who would I like to play? I would love to have played Colonel Mustang. I mean, obviously, he wouldn't sound like Ed, you know, it'd be more like this kind of little, you know, deeper character like that. I love dogs. Loyal canine, how we salute thee. I love Colonel Mustang, but you know what? Travis did an amazing job as Colonel Mustang. So today, in Glasgow, Scotland, I am not going to say anything bad about Colonel Mustang. All right? Yes?
If you were to get your hands on an actual Philosopher's Stone, what would you do with it?
Ooh. If I could get my hands on an actual Philosopher's Stone, what would I do with it? I would use its power to change this guy's mind over here. So that he would, next time I see him, he would be cosplaying as Edward Elric, and he'd be telling everybody that Ed's the best. No, what would you do with it?
I don't know.
I know, it's a tough one, right? Think about it, I'll come back to you. Who's my favorite voice actor to work with? Well, you know what, you guys? It may surprise you to know that we don't actually work together. Did you know that?
Yes.
When you're voice acting, you usually record alone. Which means that all of the people that are in the shows with me, we don't ever record at the same time. Which also means that you could conceivably do an entire show and never meet the people that you're working with. In fact, I'll tell you what, guess who I've never met? Of all the shows that I've done, guess there's one woman who I've never met, and she played my mom. She played Trisha Elric in Full Metal Alchemist, and I've never met her. My mom, right? How sad is that? But we don't really ever get to record together. So the only chance to get to know each other is when we do conventions together. Now, I've had the chance to meet a lot of the voice actors, most of them, and I love them all. Some of my favorites would be Caitlin Glass, who plays Haruhi and Winry. My goodness, so many. Todd is a good dear friend. Travis, Laura, Colleen, Mike McFarlane, Yuri Lowenthal, Johnny Bosch, Monica Rial. The list is long. I should not even try to make a list because I'll forget people. But I love all the people I get to do work with. And you know what's funny, you guys? I have to tell you something funny. Even though you don't work together, you spend so much time listening to these people's voices in your ear that you feel like you know them. So the first time I ever met Aaron Dismuke, for instance, Aaron played Al in the first Full Metal Alchemist. We had already been halfway through the series before I ever met Aaron. And when I met him, I ran up to him and was like, "Brother!" And I terrified the little boy. He was only 12 years old, and he was like, "Help! Stranger danger! Who is this weird guy hugging me?" But I felt like I already knew him, you know what I mean? I'd heard his voice so much, and I kind of took him on as my little brother, and so I was so excited to meet him. So that's the way it is with a lot of voice actors. Even when you meet them for the first time, you feel like you know them. You feel like you've met them before.
There we are, right. Next question. Yeah, yours should be on.
There it is. Helen, meet Dominic! Helen! Dominic's waiting for you at the information desk. Run!
That's better than the one I did. I'm happy with that.
Well, it's just more terrifying, basically. Who's that kid screaming for Helen? Yes, do you have a question?
Yeah, we have a question here.
I've got a question. See, what did you prefer to do? What did you
Scotland or Bleach?
Before I answer your question, I want you to do something for me. I want you to give me your best Batman voice.
I'm Batman.
Yeah! You earned that shirt. You earned it. You know what? I really enjoy Bleach. I enjoy Bleach, I think, more than Naruto, but only because Ikaku, my little bald friend from Bleach, I enjoy that voice because it's a little different from my own. So I really enjoy getting to play characters that, you know, they have a little bit of a different voice than my own. So I'm gonna have to say Bleach. Okay. Is it you right here? Hey, Leah, come up here. Right. Leah. What's your friend's name back there? Chris.
Craig.
Oh, Craig, you embarrassed her. Good job. Leah, how old are you?
17.
17 years old today?
Yeah.
Okay, we're all gonna, have you ever been sung happy birthday to by about, I don't know, 600 people?
No.
It's gonna happen. Here, stand up on the stage for me. Stand up here. Stand tall, stand proud. Everybody, we're gonna sing to Leah. You ready? Don't forget her name. When you get to the part, happy birthday, dear. Leah, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Leah, happy birthday, dear Leah. Happy birthday to you.
Here we go. Little birthday present.
What's
So,
that?
there we are. And Leah, I think you might want that.
What? She gets all that. It's my birthday too.
There we are. There's a bag as well.
How do we end up in the same place? We ended up in the same place now.
I don't know. I will walk over here.
I don't know. Excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me. I'm with her. Excuse me, pardon me. I know Leah. Excuse me. I got something here.
Do you have any funny booth stories?
Do I have any funny booth stories? There should be a whole separate panel called Booth Stories. I have a lot of funny booth stories, but they are rather embarrassing. I mean, who stands up here with a microphone and humiliates themselves? Me, right? Funny booth story, funny booth story, funny booth story. You know what? I always end up telling funny booth stories on other people. Like their funny booth stories. Let me think, what's a funny booth story? You know, one time I was recording and I took a cup of coffee into the booth with me. It was early in the morning, and so I took in this cup of coffee and I was holding it in my hand while I was recording. And I was doing this line. I was being all serious. And I moved real quick and I spilled the coffee and I was doing my lines, ow! And that scared the daylights out of the engineer and the director. They're like, what happened? I was like, nothing. So they had no idea. And then there was coffee on the floor and it smelled like coffee. Because the recording booth is like a phone booth. It's like a TARDIS with padding on the inside. It's not bigger on the inside, I promise you. And so you don't want to spill anything in there because it just smells all day like coffee. Yes. Apart from Full Metal, what shows are finished now that I wish there were more of, or? Well, I definitely miss Full Metal. Definitely miss. In fact, when I realized that I was recording the last line from Brotherhood, you know, that whole last thing where Ed says, you know, there's no such thing as equivalent exchange, it doesn't exist. I realized that that was in all likelihood, the last time I was ever going to be recording Edward Elric. So I was really getting kind of sad. And I actually took my phone out and I put it in video recording and I sat it on the window and recorded that line because I wanted to like record having the last line of Full Metal. And it's actually on YouTube. You can even see it on YouTube. I put it up online. Or on High School also. Vampire Night, I really love. Tsubasa, I'd love for there to be more Tsubasa. I heard there was going to be more Full Metal Panic, but I don't know. I just, I love all the things I get to do. So it makes me sad whenever any of them are over, because I really enjoy them. Where are you? Yes.
Right at the back.
Yes.
If you could, what is your favourite line ever from Full Metal?
Oh my gosh. Favorite line from Full Metal?
Not including the last one.
Oh, well, gosh, there's so many. By the way, I've never seen an Edward Elric with a hollow mask. That is the coolest thing ever. And a keyblade. Wow, you're just like a big orchestra of different animes rolled together. There are so many really good lines from Full Metal. I mean, everybody loves the short rants. People like it when Ed freaks out. But I always tended to like the quieter ones. For me, I enjoyed like when Ed was talking with his brother quietly, or when the emotional moments. I love those. But there was one yelling line that I really enjoyed. Do you guys remember the episode in the first series when Ed was fighting Roy? Remember that? It was called Full Metal versus Flame. And Ed's out on the battlefield getting ready to fight Mustang. And he says to Alphonse, he's like, "This is a great day, Al. The day I get to punch him in the face and get some damn respect." And Alphonse says, "What's your strategy, brother?" And Ed goes, "I told you! A fist in his face!" That's my favorite. That's one of my favorites.